Hello, and welcome, it's me, Marls44, and welcome to another Vanguard Zero deck and fight. Today, we are going to be doing the scissors that you all know and love. ScCISSORS, man, because ScCISSORS is, so much fun, so good, and the deck is just really strong. So, yeah, the deck plays very similar to Platina, but it's a lot better, a lot more consistent, and it has a lot more crit to it, thanks to ScCISSORS. And a lot more drawing also, thanks to, not needing to do this pure ride anymore, because now it's just not as good. It's just better to run the extra, like, Dindrane, as you can see. But yeah, really good deck, has a lot of everything, honestly, and I mean, that's something that I feel like Gold Paladin excels at. It has a lot of everything. It's kind of always had that, and it just keeps getting better with like each set because of that, because it gets more of that everything, and just it's like a fruit growing in your hand or something. And it's just, there's more juiciness now, Time goes by and it grew in your hand, and now it's juicier. You just go right in. I mean, unless it goes bad, but if it was a fruit that didn't go bad, Anyways, let's hop into the deck profile and stop trying to make some kind of, like, explanation. Let's let the deck explain itself. Anyways, this SP, this should be in, like, a museum of SPs, because this is one of the most beautiful SPs I've ever seen. So, Salvation Line, Grand ScCISSORS, your boss card here. Limit Break 4, Counterblast 2 to unlock all of your locked cards. Look at 4 cards from the top of your deck. Call a card, and if you have exactly 5 rear guards, this unit gets plus 10k and plus 1 crit until end of turn. And at the end of the turn, countercharge 1. And this ability can activate without any lock cards. So you can still use it against other decks. It doesn't have to just be against decks that lock you. And then during your turn, it gets the Ezel scale of plus 1k for each of your rear guards, and it's also a cross ride on top of Blond Ezel. We got 4 of those. We of course have 4 Blond Ezel. We need 4 of those as well. They're both stupid important. There's crazy important, because both of them are very crucial to the deck. Both this Ezel and the other Ezel, like, you use this Ezel first for a couple turns, and then you use like scissors for a couple turns, and that's kind of it. That's kind of usually how it turns out. You use, Blond Ezel to kind of get your field, get like that early, like, self-damaging, so you can hit your limit break and like abuse that. And then scissors is where it comes in, where he comes in later on, where he pressures with like crit and stuff, and can superior call like Blaster Blade Spirit or something to get that extra swing. Maybe I'm flip for Tripp, because I almost said Trish, for Tripp. And then we have 4 Platina Ezel. So you don't usually use him. You use him once in a while. He's helpful, but he's there because he's an Ezel, and that's important for the deck. And also he can be helpful in the deck as well. But most of the time you don't use him. So, and then we have 1 Liberator Bonds Gancelot Zenith. So for me, it was between this card and Steel Spear Liberator, Belibris or something? I don't remember his name. But Zenith is when it attacks a Vanguard, counterblast 1 and look at and put a rear guard on the bottom of your deck. To call the top card of your deck, that unit gets plus 10k until end of turn. So that's the only reason we run it. The rest of this doesn't matter. He's for a finishing move, basically. If you can finish your opponent and you need a couple attacks and you don't have, your Blaster Blade Spirits or anything, you go for this. You go for this and you just end it with that. So you really only need 1 of him though. I do not recommend at all getting rid of Platina Ezel. Like, the deck is too dependent on the Ezels that you need Platina Ezel. But having the 1 Zenith just for that, like, finisher, kind of like how, before Novelve came in, you would run the 1 Blockade in the End Dauntless. Kind of like, exactly like that. It's exactly like that. He's for that, like, 1 finisher when you need it. But he's very good. The other card, what he does, the Break Ride that I was telling you about, the Steel Spear Liberator, It's a counterblast one to get your Vanguard, let your Vanguard get plus 10k and call top 2 cards of your deck. That's good for a deck like this for Ezels, but honestly, I never really find I need something like that. Like, you have so many cards in this deck that just net you that stuff that you don't need that extra bit, really. Even if you don't get Ezel, and you have to break ride into, you know, this Ezel, you have your starter. And your starter will net you that stuff, and it's just, I never find I need it. And Dindrane, if you ever get any top deck any Dindranes, you get pluses to hand and everything, and it just, not top deck, but if you get any Dindranes, you get those pluses. So most of the time I feel that the Zenith is a better choice because it can help you do that little push when you need to get that little push. You don't usually use it, but it's there if need be. Of course, it's your draw trigger, and you only need one because it has no other use. It's not going to be able to go back to the deck if it's Spirit Called, because there's no Blaster Blade Liberator. You can't run that, and yeah, it's pretty much just for a finishing move. But it's good to have. It's good to have. Very nice to have. I just personally found it more useful because in certain situations there was like, okay, I wish I had this now. I wish I didn't have this break ride. Like, I never use this break ride. You never have to use a break ride. You don't want to do that. You want to be able to self-damage yourself early and have your Ezels do stuff. Like, the break rides are just useless in this deck. You want to get that early Ezel pressure in, like you did with Platina Ezel. And that's why I found that Zenith worked better that way. Instead of trying to cover something, it just melded into the deck better, where it could try to end the game. It could try to end the game, or definitely end the game, mostly definitely end the game later on, when you needed it. So that is why it's just very, very good. Anyways, on to our grade 2s. We have 4 of the Ezel specific self-damagers. Sacred Twin Beast, Black Alliance. So as I said, he's a self-damager, but for Ezel specifically. So now he's a 9k as well, so you don't have to worry about like boosting, so you can end up calling like a grade 2 behind it. If you're checking the top, you don't see like Dindrane, but you see like a Tripp, and you're like, okay, I can unflip next turn, so let's call it behind that, because why not? Empty space, right? And there's no empty space on the other side. It just works a lot better that this is 9k, because now you don't have to rely on giving it a booster. You don't have to rely on that factor, and it's such a solid card because you need your self-damagers for this deck, because that's what makes the deck so strong, was self-damaging early on and getting your pluses, thinning out that deck early on is huge. And also can put triggers back to the deck, you know, if you get lucky. And we got 4 Tripp. So Tripp is a lot better for this deck for a few reasons. Mainly is a million times better for ScCISSORS, because most of the time with ScCISSORS, what you want to call is Blaster Blade Spirit or Blaster Dark Spirit, and be able to do that counterblast. You're not going to want to waste that one chance, because you only use his skill once per turn, because there's just no reason to use it more than once unless you know you can win, because they lost all PGs and you just don't want them to get a heal. But that's a really extremely rare scenario. There's a common card that's 8k power, and when it's superior called from deck, you get to countercharge 1 and soul charge 1, and I've seen some people run it, but it only works with Blond Ezel. Like, it doesn't work well with ScCISSORS, and that's one of the things. Another thing is, if you get it to your hand, well, now you're not going to get that unflip. Like Tripp, you can use whether or not it's in your hand or you superior call it. You need that like flexibility, because you need to be able to unflip in this deck. It is crucial that you can unflip in this deck. And Tripp is just too big for that. And the other card just doesn't work. I'm just trying to obviously get across like why I run this card and why I don't run, you know, that 8k. I think it's a common card. It might be a rare card, but I believe it's a common card. That 8k card that does something similar-ish. And the soul charging doesn't really help, because you usually pop 2 Dindranes. You might pop 3, but that's your starter, grade 1, and your grade 2, and that's it. You don't pop 4, because you never get 4. If you do get 4, you don't really use it unless it's like the last turn you just need to get into a PG. Then okay, it's fine to lose the Cardfight. It's not a huge thing. So yeah, Tripp's just so much more important. Tripp is huge, much more important, and just is so much better and so much more consistent for the deck, on top of just being more versatile for the deck, no matter if you get it in your hand or not. And then we have our 4 Blaster Blade Spirits and our 1 Blaster Dark Spirit. So, you know, your 5 spirits, you need 5 of them. Stupid solid lineup. This is all you need for your grade 2s. Like, the lineup of grade 2s and grade 3s is solid. Even the whole lineup, everything. Grade 1, 2, 3, your starter is stupid solid. Like, shouldn't be a reason you don't run this, honestly. And then onto your grade 1s. You got 4 of your PGs. I'm using Liberator 1 just because this is one of the ones I, like, prefer, even though this is an older deck where I usually run the older PGs. This is just one I prefer. I don't really like the older one that much. And then we got 4 Sacred Twin Beast White Lion. So Ezel Self-Damager, grade 1 Ezel Self-Damager. It's nice because it's 7k as well, and you don't have to worry about like it being 6k and you need others, which is really nice because, you know, that 7k is very handy because now the boost is a lot better. Now it can boost a 9k and swing for 16. So now that lets you also play. That's another reason you can play more Dindranes as well, is because now you have better boosters. So you're able to play 4 Dindranes, which we are playing, and she can net you a lot of pluses, which is amazing. And then we are playing the 1 Knight of Passion Torre, so he's a 10k beater for Ezel's. He can come in handy sometimes. He's just there for that extra little support, and it's beautiful. It's perfect. Just need the 1. You don't need any more. The Dindrane and the Self-Damager are way too big. You need all 4 of those for both. And your starter, Scarlet Lion Cub Caria, what she does is when this unit boosts an Ezel and the attack hits a Vanguard, counter +1, and put this unit into your soul. And look at 4 cards from the top of your deck and call 2 cards as rest. So basically Ezel skill, but you get to call 2, but obviously they're as rest, and it's after it boosts. It's like during the battle phase, but it's that early setup from it to help you out, especially if you get Ezel Scissors too, because you're not going to have like the Ezel setup. So there's that as well. So that's pretty much the deck. Very solid deck, very good deck. I've been having so much fun with it. I just noticed 69 out of 100. Nice. Yeah, just a really solid deck, and I cannot wait to show it off. Alright, so we're fighting a little Paladin deck. I'm guessing it's another Scissors deck, actually. So this will be interesting. Alright, so what we're going to want to do here, I'm going to want to put you back. We could put the Self-Damager back. The Spirit needs to go back because we need to be able to, like, check them later. We could keep it and put this back, but we have other Self-Damagers. So I'm not... Alright, he came back to me, so it's okay. And we got another Self-Damager too, so it's perfect. Now since Blaster Blade Spirit is in my hand, he's useless, same with Dindrane, so they're going to be the rides. Okay, it's Liberators, interesting. Okay, I didn't expect it to be Liberators. That can cause me some issues with Blaster Blade Spirit for riding. Unless it's a... Okay, I was going to say, unless he's clan farming. Oh no, I didn't think about clan farming. Oh no! No, we're fine. Oh, that sucks though. That's alright. Alright, we're gonna ride Dindrane. We're just gonna swing. Okay, good. That got put to the bottom. I mean, we do a lot of cycling and like thinning out, so... Not cycling, we do a lot of thinning out, so... It could always end up somewhere else later anyways. But... Lucky. Little shit. Oh, well, I guess... Okay, lucky little shit to me too. Let's go. Let's go! Can't get his counterblast, sadly for him. So we're gonna ride Blaster Blade Spirit, because of course he's useless now. So I just ride that, swing. Get a draw. Unfortunately we have Zenith in hand, which honestly isn't that bad, as I said before. If we need to Ezel it the whole time and then the Zenith to try to finish it, not a bad choice at all. Are there fireworks going off? Interesting. Okay. Oh, another... Whoa, okay. Alright, listen, man. I know who you are, but like, okay, I'll take that. Wait, is this 9 cards in hand? Oh, yeah, it is. That sucks. That means whatever I'm about to draw is gonna drop too. Was that all my Ezel scissors in there? No. Oh no! Why? Why? Oh. It's like if I damage check that. That's unfortunate. At least I have a couple. We're gonna call Blaster Blade Spirit. And I'm gonna call Self Damager. And then we're gonna Limit Break. I'm gonna try to put that back in deck. Alright, so what are we gonna wanna do? Okay, we're gonna wanna call... I'm gonna call Tripp here. Because then that card can go back to the deck. And then we can use your skill after. Alright, we got this. We got this. Watch. So we're gonna unflip. Wait, it didn't boost? Excuse, I was boosting! I pushed boost. It didn't boost. Don't you hate it when that happens, when your like finger slips in a way and so it doesn't count as a boost? Sucky thing is a card game. Unfortunately, it's a card game thing, but what are you gonna do? Okay, we're just gonna call these two then, I guess. I was gonna call grade 2 back there, but like back behind the Blaster Blade Spear. That's really shitty. I was trying to boost there. Okay, we got Ezel back in deck. And I think I put one of the scissors back in deck too. So that's at least nice. That just sucks that it didn't boost. Cause that should have been up, like that Blaster Blade. Wait, was it the Blaster Blade Spirit? Yeah, should have been unflipped. Like, ugh. All right, well he called that. He called this up. He might have others. He probably does. Like when you run 4 in the deck, but same time, I could kind of use that. That's in the front row. Ooh, that hurts. That must have been all PGs. That hurts, man. That hurts. Alright, we're gonna self-damage. And then we're gonna let him crit. I'd like Dindrane, but I want a front row rear guard because I don't want him to just... He's at 1 damage, I don't want him to just like try to rush me because he's at 1 damage. So... I was hoping to get a Blaster Blade Spirit there, to be honest. Trying to think if I should swing at that or the Vanguard. I think I should swing at this. It's a tricky situation. Like, if he had 3 damage, I would definitely swing at that. It's the fact that he has 2 damage because he got the double heal. And it's unfortunate too because I have a couple of heals in hand, so... And I've already burnt a heal too. Like, there's one in my drop zone. So I only have 1 heal left in deck, so that's kind of why I'm like, eh. But he has a PG there. He's burnt a couple heals. I just wanted to dispose of that, honestly. Okay, so he has another grade 3 in hand. Obviously, he's gonna have Blaster Blade. So I think I should get him to 4 damage now. Cause, okay, there's my last heal. That's it. No more heals. Oh yeah, right. The cards that flip face down get put back. Okay, right skip. Wow, another self-damager. Let's go. Okay, can I get a... Yes, boy! Yes, I can. Holy shit, let's go. Let's fucking go. I wanted that because that flips my heal face down, and there's a chance it can go back to the deck, and I can use it again. So, alright, now we're gonna push him. We're gonna push him to the brink. Ha! You think that's gonna help? No, because I'm Ezel. You can't guard against me with this shit. Alright. What got put back? Ah, damn it. Alright, well those are flip face down. I tried. You know, you can hope. That's pretty much what you kind of have to do. You have to hope there. But I think a Blaster Blade Spirit went back to deck, so I can abuse that again later. Okay, Zenith, yeah. I'm at 3 damage, so I think I'm okay. Cause... Wait, why would he replace that? That's weird. The only reason I'm thinking it's weird is because you get to put the heal back in the deck, but I guess it's just not yeah, it's weird because he has Gancelot. I know he loses the... like, he doesn't get to unflip, but none of his damage was flipped down. I think that was a bit of a poor decision, but... Surprised he didn't retire anything there, too. That makes more sense. Okay, now my PG will pop. See, this is where I actually might want to use Zenith. If I can't... What do I have? I have a PG in there. What are my triggers? Oh, Jesus. I still have draws in deck. I have 7 cards left in deck, though, and if I limit break, that's going to thin out my deck some more, so I could get a PG to hand and be safe. He also has to have Blaster Blade Liberator in hand, and he's got no more. So he can't just end me, but I need to get 2 grade 2s. How many grade 2s do I have left? I have 2 Tripps. I would have to get 2 Tripps on both to be able to be okay next turn. No, Zenith is going to finish me, though. I think I Zenith. I think I Zenith here. There's no way I do this without that Zenith. This is why I like Zenith. He also only has 2 PGs. Do we want to call the heal and risk it? Or should we call the Ezel? Because I could always cross ride next turn if I live. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, sweet! This actually might work. I think I could win. Okay, we can put that back at the bottom of the deck. That's partially why I wanted to kind of keep the Ezel. Of course I got Scissors at the top there, damn it, Scissors! Oh, there's the PG, yeah. Oh, I would have drove chucked that. Oh, and then... Yes, let's go! That's why I run Zenith. In those situations, sometimes, where you can't, you know, where you don't have any Blaster Blade Spirits and stuff like that situation right... Wow, you little bitch. That situation right there is why I explained, like, I run Zenith. Because just running the one Zenith is better than running that one Break Ride that you're basically never going to use. Like, Zenith, you have more of a possibility to use because there are certain situations that it's going to help you in. Like that game right there. That game right there, Zenith is so much better. Not even just that. There are a lot of games where Zenith, I've like, before I ran Zenith, I was like, damn, if I had like an extra hit, I'd be fine. And that's the thing, Zenith would have netted me that. There are times where it's better to choose that over like something else. Alright, we're gonna put just the heal back because our hand's looking really good. Sucks that we have to probably ride the Tripp, but if we get any other grade 2, I'm riding the other grade 2. Okay, well, we got another Tripp, so doesn't matter. We're fine. And we're just gonna ride that, and that works totally. Totally works. Alright, now we get to showcase a little bit of Ezel Scissors. Unfortunately, we don't have Ezel in my hand right now. Hopefully I can get one. Okay. She's running Novel Vague. Yeah. Novel Vague. Yeah, and Dauntless. Oh, both of us lost a heal there. Oh. Spirit's the ride. Ooh, yes! Got a PG in the damage. This is looking good already. Yeah. But there are just so many situations where that Zenith could, like, if I didn't have that, like that situation right there, if I didn't have Zenith, it was over. And that's the thing, just having that one copy, you could save it in your hand, keep it in your hand, and if you do really need, like right there, if you do really need it, if it does come down to it, where that's the only way you can win, that's the way you're gonna win. It just helps so much more than that break ride. That doesn't really help immensely unless you're just in a really bad situation, but it's still tricky for that to happen. Like, I never found that happened. And it was always better even riding Platina as over it. Oh, are you serious? Well, I guess I deserve that. No, actually, no, I didn't. That's a lie. Now that I think about it, I did not deserve that. Alright, so we're gonna call... I have Tripp in my hand, so it might be better, honestly, to just call Tripp in the front row. Just for that extra, like... I'm in the way. We're gonna call you back there. Okay, so he doesn't have Dauntless in hand. I'm actually kind of shocked he didn't grab Dauntless then. And he grabbed the end with it. Could partially be because maybe he has a copy of the end in hand. Like, maybe that's why. Also, have you guys seen the SP at the end? That thing looks gorgeous too. Speaking of, like, because I was talking about, like, gorgeous SPs. That one, hot too. Hot and spicy. Okay, so here's what we can do. Boom! Early limit break. This is why I love this deck. It's why it's fun. Holy shit, I love this deck. It is so much fun. Shit. Get the plus. Give me the PG. Thank you. Have Blaster Blade swing. You're gonna swing. You're gonna push me to 3 damage? You're going to 4 damage, buddy. Oh, look at that. My heal could go back to deck. That's only there's only one chance, but my draw could also go back to deck too. That's a lot of the ends. Okay, the draw went back. All right, that's fine. That's 2 of the ends already gone. So either he has another copy and okay, he does. There's no way he has another copy then. Then he can't use the end properly. Wait. He wrote reverse. Okay, so he's running the Dauntless reverse, the end Novel Vague. Maybe he doesn't have Dauntless Drive Dragon? Or maybe that's his extra copy. I'm not sure. But Dauntless reverse is still kind of scary because he's gonna kill my back rows. It's gonna be annoying. Yep, now he kills something. Yeah, that's a smart decision. That was the one I was looking at. Like, he's gonna kill that one. I thought he was gonna kill that one just because, like, there's no use killing the one behind my Vanguard, and then Dindrane doesn't really do much. So, the best choice is that one. Okay, so we can use my limit break, but let's call some stuff before I use it. So, what we're gonna call... Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna call... Guess it doesn't... Guess there's no point in calling Tripp, actually. Alright, we're gonna call Blaster Blade Spirit, and we're gonna call Self-Damager. Gonna damage myself just because. We're gonna use Limit Break. Counter Blast 2. Superior Call you. Unfortunate that it's not a Dindrane, but that's okay. And we're gonna swing. Remember to boost. Don't make that mistake. I make that mistake sometimes where, like, I swear I hit the boost and it didn't hit the boost, you know? Like where you swipe your finger, but for some reason it didn't pick it up, you know? That. Okay, so that's a second PG gone, which is really good. I have a couple PGs in hand, which is great too. My deck is pretty thinned out as well. And I still have a heal in deck. So we're sitting pretty. We're sitting pretty good, honestly. Yeah, because Spirit, so... Oh! Oh my god! Show me another. Fuck! No! Okay, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. It's okay. I don't want to push him to 5, though. Because he could have an Novel in hand. And it would end me. It would legit just end me. So here's what we're gonna do. I have a plan. We got this. So, shit, that sucks. We're gonna Limit Break. We're gonna Superior Call that, okay? Sure, why not? I'm not using its skill. Ooh, I get 2 on flips though. It's probably better not to, because I don't really want to swing with my Vanguard and his Vanguard. I could always just... Got it. I got the idea. I realized what mistake I was making in my head there. Because here's what I'll do. Have you swing there. Tripp swings here. And then Ezel swings. And now his PG has to activate. Which, there's only one left. Could be in his hand also. Draw trigger. I don't know why I was overthinking that a bit. Thinking, okay, yeah, he didn't have a PG. There we go. That's it. I was overthinking that a little, like, shit, I don't want to kill that, because if I do, I can't swing with Ezel. And my brain wasn't taking it in that, if you kill that, Tripp swings first. You're obviously swinging with Tripp first, and you know you're swinging with Tripp first. That's what you're saying in your head, and then you're swinging with Ezel. But for some reason, I wasn't taking it in that Tripp swings first, and then he'll be at 4. No, I was taking it in thinking Tripp swings, but then he's at 3, and I don't want to push him to 5, so maybe I just swing with Tripp, and he'll go to 4. My brain was all over the place there, but no, we were fine. Also, we got the Angelica rank reward card. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. But yeah, those were some pretty good games, I'd say. Those were some very good Ezel games, both showcasing normal Ezel, how it would work with it, and Ezel Scissors, and I got to show off Zenith too a bit, because that won me the game. But basically, that's pretty much how you play it, other than, like, usually you start with Ezel, self-damage quite a bit, and then you go into Scissors, and pressure with the crit, and your opponent can't hit 5 damage. Like, basically, that game was me just not letting him hit 5 damage. He has to go from 4 to 6, because I do not want him Novelvaguing me. Thankfully, I got that, like, third PG in hand, so I was honestly sitting in I had a huge advantage. He had 2 PGs gone, 1 in deck, and I wasn't sure if, like, where the last one was, and it looked like it was in his... It turned out it was in his deck, and he couldn't do anything. I think even if he Novelvagued, he couldn't do anything, because I could just call stuff and then just limit break again and swing. Even if he got the heal trigger, it would have... Yeah, I was in such a good position there. That was a really good game. But that is the deck. I hope you all enjoyed it. Please feel free to let me know what you thought of the deck, and you know, the comment section below. Let me know what your favorite deck of BT15 is. Remember to like and subscribe if you want to see more. And I will catch you guys next time for some more deck profiles.